What is going on, Tennessee Titans fan? I haven't spoken to y'all in a while. This video is specifically for Tennessee Titans fans, and this is going to be maybe my first series of looking at every team. And it's early July. I have about the entire month here to go about, and it's a preview, but it's also I don't know if it's advice. It's just free advice, almost like a psychologist. Sports Unlicensed could be the new name of the show. So when we look at Tennessee, the point of this video is to illustrate the points where we as fans, or you guys as fans of the Tennessee Titans, what you should be looking for this year, pretty much. So Tennessee could be a really interesting team. It could also be a boring and average team. But I'm ready for Tennessee to stop being in purgatory. And this is why, as a patient, which the Tennessee Titans are my quote-unquote patient this week or today, the thing that I would urge the Tennessee Titans or their fans to do is I would hold Mike Vrabel accountable. There needs to be a plan with John Robinson in this team. You look at the Indianapolis Colts, they're a freaking good team. They got Andrew Luck back on the right track. They made the most out of their coaching problems with McDaniels leaving them in cold blood, and they were able to get in Coach Frank Reich, who did a hell of a job. They were able to roll through Tennessee, and then they rolled for the Houston Texans. But for Tennessee Titans fans, you look at the Jaguars with Nick Foles, he's new. Leonard Fournette doesn't like that team. Houston Texans got obliterated in the postseason. They had the easiest schedule in the entire league. That's the only reason, one of the only reasons why they were even in position to win this division in the first place. The Tennessee Titans, there's a chance that the Houston Texans can fire Bill O'Brien. That is a very unique possibility, and that is a probable and an expectation that the Tennessee Titans, that Houston is going to fire Bill O'Brien. So now let's look at Tennessee. You have A.J. Brown. It's time to see A.J. Brown play great. It's time for Derek, and it's time for Marcus and Corey. Marcus Mariota, Corey Davis, and Derrick Henry, all first-rounders, they need to assert dominance upon this league. Time to take the next step. You've been beating around the bush for so long with Mariota. I know you beat the Kansas City Chiefs, but this team needs to be a playoff team, period, and Mariota needs to ball. Corey Davis needs to be awesome, and Arthur Smith needs to be here for the next 10 years. If you can't get the offensive side right, I don't know what you're going to be. Because defensively, this team is pretty much damn average. I look at Adoree Jackson, Logan Ryan, and Malcolm Butler as all decent players. I look at Vaccaro, Armani Hooker, and Kevin Byers as just okay players. I look at Cameron Wake. I look at the other side of the defensive line, outside of Jarrell Casey. And there's no Jeffrey Simmons this year to get excited about. So you look at the rest of this roster. And you just need the defense to be decent. And that's where Mike Vrabel comes in. Because if this offense sucks, and this defense is not at least average, there's a problem. Now, this defense should be okay. It should be fine. You know, you have Daquan Jones, who's not a terrible football player. Austin Johnson, but you have Brett Urban from the Baltimore Ravens. You have Wesley Woodyard, who's played a long time in this league. Harold Landry coming in here with Cameron Wake. You should put Cameron Wake. You should start Cameron Wake, and you should start Harold Landry. Rashaan Evans needs to be playing. It needs to be starting as well. When you look at this defense, Rashaan Evans needs to. So you need guys like this. You need to develop. You need to develop these guys. For goodness sakes, you need to develop. You need to develop Rashaan Evans. You need to develop. You look here. You need to develop these young kids on the defensive line. Cameron Wake still might have something left in the tank, so you might get a little bit of pop. So as fans of the Tennessee Titans, if there's a chance that the Texans or the Jags, one of the teams is going to be abysmal in the division, you got to figure out a way to compete with the Colts. And this is the year, really, as fans, where Marcus Mariota, Corey Davis, this whole thing, if Mariota doesn't get any better, then you should just let go of Mike Vrabel, because it's not like his defenses are all that great anyway. You have the best offensive line, really, in the whole league. I mean, you look now at Roger Saffold as an offensive lineman. You look at Nate Davis, the tackles. I really think that Jack Conklin is ridiculously good. And then Taylor Lewan has proven that he's the best left tackle in the league, or one of maybe three of the best left tackles in all of football. Mariota needs to make quick decisions, but Mariota has Corey Davis. He has Tywan Taylor. He's going to have A.J. Brown. There's no more excuses now. This is going to be a fun season, a season of promise. You need to have high expectations for this team, and you need to look at Mariota. If Marcus Mariota this year does not display the qualities that can win a Super Bowl, then you need to get rid of him. And it's really hard to say, because the guy's about as nice of a guy as you're ever going to meet in your life, Marcus Mariota. He treats the fans well. He treats the city well. And that's very important. I don't think that a lot of fan bases, I think that as a fan myself, I want to be able to root for a quarterback. I want the face of the franchise, which Mariota is right now. I want the quarterback to be a guy that represents Tennessee and represents Nashville and represents the community in an incredible light when he's not playing football for 9 months out of the year, or for whatever, 8 months out of the year. And Mariota, Hawaiian kid, as humble and modest as they come, is a great kid. So you want him to succeed desperately. But you don't want Mariota to be this quarterback where you need an elite defense. And I think that the Titans and their fans at times, very nice fan base, but it's time for them to hold the Titans even more accountable. The Blaine Gabbert game last year, not finishing out the season, the inconsistencies that they had, like losing to the Chargers. They had some really tough losses last year. The Colts game was miserable last year. The Texans game away at Houston was really tough. So this division is not the easiest division, but you cannot be in purgatory. You need to see if Corey and Derek and Marcus can take a leap, and really important. And these are all great guys, so I'm rooting for them. Really rooting for them to supplement their place in the NFL. And if they can work together, they'll beat the Houston Texans. They could beat Houston. They even won with Blaine Gabbert. I believe it was this year or last year. They were able to beat the Texans this year. So I believe in Tennessee. They finished the season pretty well. It's time for them to roll it over. And do I believe in Mike Vrabel and Arthur Smith and Marcus Mariota and Derrick Henry in this offense? I thought that last year with Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur got hired by Green Bay. I thought that would be the offense. I thought that would be the scheme to do it, and it clearly had mixed results. Derrick finished the year well, but he wasn't a consistent back all year. Corey Davis is up and down, and Marcus is up and down. And, at the NFL, if you want to be great, if you want to go on a run and try to win a championship, you're going to have to be really good all the time. And it's just 1 year. So this is the year for the Tennessee Titans. This is the 12-win year that you need. You need a division championship. You need a home playoff game, and you need to supplement for Mike Vrabel. If you get to 12 wins this year, Mike Vrabel gets another 3 years. He gets another 2 years in town. If you get to 12-4, you have a great chance of playing in the AFC Championship game. The winner of this division, whether it's the Colts, the Titans, the Jaguars, or even Houston, and I'm picking Houston dead last, but the winner of this division I think it's going to be between them, and it's going to be between. And then you look at the Patriots, could be even getting weaker. It is wide open. And then you look at the Chiefs with Tyreek Hill getting injured again, or Tyreek Hill, you don't know about that situation. Then you look at the Chargers, who will be pretty good, but haven't really won playoff games with Phillip Rivers, and were embarrassingly bad in the playoffs in the second round. They did tremendous to get to the second round, but the Chargers haven't cracked through. So the AFC is kind of there for the taking. You have Pittsburgh that's kind of, hovering a little bit. Ravens I'm not sold on. I don't like the North at all. I think the Cleveland Browns are overhyped. So there's a chance that you could put together a season here. And for Vrabel, this is, I think, a put up or shut up year. And if it's a down year, you make the changes necessary. You could start Tannehill. You could just kind of get ready for a Tua or a Trevor Lawrence. Then you need a makeover at the quarterback, and you need to select an offensive-minded head coach, and there's a lot of good ones out there. Kellen Moore is going to be a good option. Kevin O'Connell is going to be a good option. Shane Waldron. The next cropping is going to be even better than the current croppings of coaches that got selected this year and everything. So you're going to have a lot of opportunities. Graham Harrell, you're going to have opportunities to be fun and to pick. So the good news is right now you're in mediocrity. You're kind of in purgatory. You've only won like one playoff game in maybe like 5 years. You're still hovering from the Jeff Fisher era or from Wisenhunt. And so you have a decent quarterback. You've had some okay times. You've had some highs of Mariota. But it is time to see if he's durable enough. And this year you're going to know. Are you ready to rock? Are you ready to compete and try to win a Super Bowl in the next 3 to 4 years? Are you going to try to win one Super Bowl in 4 years? Or are you going to be a team that you're like, damn it, this thing's not working. It's time to scrap this thing, which is fine. And then you have to look efficiently for a new coach and a new quarterback. And then that's up to the Adams family to nail down that process. And then it's going to be a new era of Titans football where then you could try to build the elitist of the elite dynasties, which could happen. So either way, you are finding out the fate of your franchise this year. Every football game will be important. And as a fan, you're in a beautiful position. As a fan, you get to see if your football team is ready for the task. I can't wait, and you should be stoked and excited